Yeah. With that, then we will jump into the Knights against the Warriors. And the Knights, a welcome sight for Knights fans will be the naming of Kalen Ponga in the one shirt. Dom Young will be named in the side this week. Obviously, he played last week and did bag a try, so congratulations to Dom there. Clifford and Pearce will be your halves, so the Knights also welcoming back Mitchell Pearce, the Saifiti brothers in the props. That's a terrifying setup right there. And then Clemmer comes back into the bench as well. So big changes in the Knights squad. Expected to give a better account of themselves than they did last week. As for the Warriors, Reece Walsh is named at 1, Montoya at 2. Berry and Aitken are going to swap sides as the numbers line up this week, with Tuivasa Sheck partnering Ewan Aitken in that wing centre partnership. Nikarima and O'Sullivan will be your halves pairing, with the news that Chanel Harris-Tavita will be missing potentially the rest of this season. But they do welcome back adding Fanua Blake, with Jazz Tavonga coming in the 9 shirt. Murdoch Masilla comes from the bench to join him in the other starting prop role. And then it is the same 11, 12 and 13 from last week, which is Siranen, Harris and Curran, with Katoa, Amoa and Foa and Evans all on the bench. Jesus Christ, that was like a Dr. Seuss book, that. But we will persist with those lineups there. I mean, I'm really, really struggling with this one, mate. I will be completely honest. I just have this sneaking suspicion about the Warriors, but looking at the Knights, they welcome back Mitchell Pearce, who will really steady the ship, but he's going to be partnering Jake Clifford. Ponga, yes, he's named in the 1, but will he play? Fingers crossed he does. Young and Mann, that's another unfamiliar wing centre partnership there. It's crazy hard to call this one, but I have a sneaking suspicion about the Warriors, and although I say it's hard to call it, I'm going to say Warriors 13 plus, just because the Warriors are ridiculously unpredictable, and it's just how I'm thinking that this one's going to play out. Again, gut feeling here.
Ooh, Warriors 13 plus, you say? Interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting. Warriors 1 to 12. Just to completely ruin any intrigue out of that one. Ponga and Pearce, Origin and potential Kangaroo players at the end of the year for the World Cup. Depending on who you ask, they'll at least be part of the squad. I'm not going to get into the Connor Watson thing again. Yes, he played and didn't play overly well last week and just made me look like an absolute numpty. But he's still one of the best in the team, man. How is he not in the starting 13? I don't get that. But again, that's a question for another day. Walsh back. I didn't really think about it until now, but my mouth just watered. Walsh v. Ponga. Tasty.
Okay.
That is a very tasty way to start Super Saturday on Fox. Reece Walsh could very well be in the Origin team. There are calls to bring him in. 6 games in the NRL and could be an Origin player. Go figure. Sean O'Sullivan finally back from injury, gets his chance. He'll be the guider. Nikarima hopefully won't have to carry the team on his back this week. Tohu Harris in the 12, Karen in the 13. Still a bit unsure about that, but it kind of worked last week. You know, the try for Aramea, I believe. That beautiful pass from Hines onto... Who did Hines give it to? Remus Smith, I believe. And that beautiful little lofted pass to Aramea. I think that was the only try that went down that side. The rest were all left side play. So that kind of worked. Eli Katoa, Armau, Foa, Kane Evans on the bench. Interesting that Dave Clemmer is back on the bench with Jacob Saifiti taking his starting spot. But Saifiti probably has been the better prop out of those two this year, so I can understand it. Take your pick, man. Like you said, take your pick. I don't know about 13 plus. Montoya v. Hunt, Montoya v. Young. It's tough. The thing that I think gets the Warriors over the line is that they have Roger and Walsh who can switch out when they need. Roger will be what Trebojevic was in Origin. He'll be a floating second fullback who can come in and provide good service on the opposite side. And it's going to attract defenders on the edge and allow Walsh to go through. It'll allow the likes of Sirinen, Murdoch Masila, Lisa Narmau, Eli Katoa to go through on the edge. And I think that's where the Warriors will get them. I think they'll target Lachlan Fitzgibbon. They'll target Jake Clifford. They'll want to target Pearce. First game back off a pec injury. They're going to want to target him with big bodies early, see how he's feeling. The Knights will come back in Newcastle, 3:00 game. Saw the atmosphere for the first time a couple of weeks ago with the Knights and Parramatta. With those games, atmosphere is electric. But the Warriors still on the buzz. They lost Kenny last week. They bring back Reece Walsh this week. It's tough, man. It's really tough, but I'm going Warriors 1-12. Anytime try scorer, I'm going to say Bailey Sirinen. I think that Sirinen goes over, and it'll be because Roger goes to that side and pushes through as that second fullback, and the likes of Walsh or Nikorima give that short ball on.
Okay. I just want to throw in there as well. Someone made a bold shout for Origin last week of a certain Mr. Saifiti getting over at 11-1, and that one got up. So we'll thank you. Blue Peter badges in the post. The rest of the multi shot, we'll ignore that, but that one got up. Yeah, I'm gonna go Warriors 13+. When the Warriors play well, they play absolutely lights out, untouchable. And I think that when they played the Storm last week, we both kind of tipped it a bit of a Storm landslide. The Warriors just don't hold up well against Melbourne. They never have and probably never will, unfortunately. I like the fact that they've brought in the two big bodies of Fanua Blake and Murdoch Masila straight off the bat to combat the Saifiti brothers. Fire with fire. That's an incredible lineup right there. That's going to be huge, battling up the middle. But again, similar to the last game, won and lost on the edges. And I think that the Warriors have got the better edge. Ewan Aitken is just so explosive close to the line, especially if he's coming up against a player like Kurt Mann, who is not a natural centre. These two do know each other from both of their times at the Dragons, so they'll have an idea of each other's play style. So I think that's going to be an interesting lineup. So I see that Aitken is probably going to neutralise the threat of Mann on the edge. And likewise, he's probably going to bump his way over and he's going to bag a try himself. So I'm going to go Ewan Aitken anytime. As for the Warriors and their play style, it's just going to be speed on speed. I mean, with both sides, you've got unfamiliar halves pairings. You've got Clifford and Pearce in your 6 and 7, Nikorima and O'Sullivan, your 6 and 7 on the other side. So, I mean, it's kind of rock, paper, scissors on that one as to which of the sides got the better halves and who's going to be more cohesive at this point. But I just think having Tavunga at 9, who obviously comes in and can play a little bit of 13 as well, he'll switch out. Curran will probably come to the bench and Katoa will be injected into the game from the 14 shirt, come in the 9 again, introduce a new dynamic. Yes, the Knights have Mitch Barnett, but I just think that the more sturdy Warriors front set will probably create more headaches for the Knights than they can deal with on the day. So if the Warriors play like they usually do when they play well, which is just ridiculous, I'm saying Warriors 13+. I think that probably 1-12 is probably your more solid and more reliable shout, but I just get the sneaking suspicion that the Warriors, again, rocks and diamonds kind of team, and I'm predicting diamonds out of the Warriors this week.
All right.